No discussion of games would be complete without a nod to the current juggernaut, Fortnite. The post-apocalyptic, last player standing wins battle royale boasts revenues over $200 million a month, 125 million players worldwide, and is the focus of a torrent of media coverage. Not all of it fun and games.
Scammers used Fortnite to trick their teenager into revealing personal login information.
To protect your house, it's good to know some Fortnite defense mechanisms. Enter the Mediatrician. Dr. Michael Rich of Boston Children's Hospital answers tough questions as the face of Ask the Mediatrician, an online resource that's covered issues from when should I let my kid watch an R-rated movie to what you need to know about Fortnite with non-judgmental, research-based data.
These games or the next version are going to be around. We need to integrate them into our children's lives. This is part of their culture.
The cultural crossover is easy to see. The game's victory dances have gone viral. Ninja, the player-turned-celebrity, has more than 5 million followers, and celebrities like Drake, Joe Jonas, and Pittsburgh Steeler Juju Smith-Schuster are just a few of the famous faces who've admitted to loving Fortnite.
I'm at this party right now, and all I'm thinking about is Fortnite.
He's not alone, with players averaging about 10 hours of game time a week. Many parents are concerned. Our Mediatrician takes a closer look.
It's not necessarily that they're playing Fortnite, but what they're playing of Fortnite is displacing. Is it displacing their sleep? Is it displacing homework? Is it displacing having a conversation with their family or a family meal together without devices around?
Another hot topic for parents, the violence.
What the data actually show is that very little actual copycat crimes occur from this. However, people get desensitized. That is a real effect.
So what can a concerned parent do?
Sit down next to your child and play the game with him or her. You are showing that you respect them and you love them, and their defenses go down.
Those tactics may work at home, but many schools have taken a harder line on games like Fortnite, banning them entirely.
The better approach to it is for schools to think about what these tools can do to promote their primary mission, which is to educate these kids.
Educating kids is exactly what's happening at Dearborn STEM Academy in Boston, where kids aren't playing games in class, they're making them.
Growing up, I didn't have a lot of game systems. So like when I got my very first one, it was like I was like 12. I thought some of the stuff was cool, and I was like, maybe one day I can design and do stuff like this.
Josh and Elias, two students here, got that opportunity to design games as part of Dearborn's commitment to computer science, led by former programmer John Laporta.
Our goal has been to get every kid taking computer science every day in every grade.
An ambitious goal, but Dearborn has taken on tough challenges before. Once a failing school on the brink of state takeover, it is now state-of-the-art, having recently moved to this beautiful new building, complete with a 3D printing lab that looks more MIT than BPS.
I opened up a new aspect on what I wanted to do, and I can just get lost for hours on trying to animate a character.
The game design course also pulls back the curtain on what makes games like Fortnite so successful.
They're attractive because there's mechanisms built into them to make them highly addictive. There are timers that if they don't do a thing by a certain time, they won't get rewarded in a certain way. And we look at the psychology behind the reasons behind that, so the kids are aware of what's happening.
One group of students taking game design in a different direction from Fortnite are these young ladies.
You have the groups of like boys for video games they come up with kind of look like the stuff they played, right? And then you've got these groups of girls that love being creative, and the stuff they come up with is just totally different.
Luciana was part of a group that designed this game, where a grandmother fights off monsters using her shoe. The creativity is undeniable, leaving us to ask if she's got any ambition to design the next Fortnite.
Maybe, I'm not sure yet.